Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to Heritage Hollow Homestead. I am giving you a quick update on these sweet potatoes that we started a few weeks ago together, and I was going to show you where they're at now and what you will need to do next if you also have sweet potatoes that have sprouted. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we are going to look at these guys, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next with these. And so if you've missed the first video, it's back a few videos. We took sweet potatoes that were saved from last year's crop, but you could use organic sweet potatoes from the store. We put some toothpicks in them to hold them up out of the water, and we submerged them slightly into jars of water, set them in the windowsill. It's been at least 4 or 5 weeks now. They have sprouted. They are growing vines here. And we're going to take those vines and we're going to propagate those into new sweet potato plants that we will plant out into the garden and grow our sweet potatoes for the year. Okay guys, like I said, if you didn't see the video, the first video I did, I took a sweet potato. I added toothpicks into it to hold it up out of the water so I don't fall all the way into the jar. And I actually need to put more water in this. It's supposed to be up to here. But I put it in water like this. This one is just now starting to sprout, and they were actually started at the same time. Just now has one little sprout right there. It was like this in the beginning and didn't really have any roots. As you can see here, it has since grown roots. It's sprouted, and all of these vines are growing out of it. And the reason you would do this is I'm taking sweet potatoes from last year's harvest, turning those into new sweet potato plants that I will then transplant out into my garden here in a few weeks. Okay, so you don't really buy, you're not going to go out and buy sweet potato seed, kind of much the same way as you use the potato itself when you're growing regular potatoes as the seed. Same kind of idea here. We're just propagating new plants from this sweet potato, okay? So I have all of these vines. I don't know what happened here. Must have got up against the window, and my window, it's been a couple of nights it was cold, so it's probably touched the window sill there and gotten too cold. But so I've let these grow. This is about 5 weeks. This process takes 8 to 12 weeks to go from potato to propagated, rooted plant starts. So we are about 5 or 6 weeks in, and I'm going to be taking these vines, I'm going to be snipping them, putting them in water, and allowing those to take root for a few more weeks. Then they will be ready to transplant out. And I actually started several potatoes here, and I started all 4 of these at the same time. This one has obviously moved the quickest. That one I just showed you only has like one little sprout happening. This one is just now starting to sprout. And this one is just now really getting going as well. So this is why it is important to start many weeks in advance before you're ready to plant out your sweet potatoes, because this process does take quite a while. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to keep letting all these with the smaller vines. Those are just going to keep growing another week or two. But for this one, we are going to be snipping off a couple of these vines, getting those in water so they can grow roots. Okay, so I'm going to be adding some water to my jar here. Okay, using tap water. It's probably recommended that you use like a distilled or filtered water, but I'm just going with tap water right now. These will also be living up here on my windowsill. And I'm just going to get some scissors, and we are going to snip these and drop them in the water. Okay guys, I have my scissors ready here, and we are going to be cutting this. And something I want to talk about is with the sweet potato vines, they have many little root nodules on them, and each one of those root nodules can turn into an individual plant, because like if this were an entire plant, you can actually see them even from far away right here, all these little nodules. Those would be turned into roots, would grow off of that. There's some here, roots would grow here. Roots would grow right here. Ooh, I'm trying to get it to my camera's right there. We go. It would grow there, and even further down as we continue to follow. well, that's actually the end of that. And sometimes at the base right here, there will be a lot of those little root nodules. So I can take like this one long vine and turn this into several sweet potato slips, and they will all root themselves right here. Okay, and so that is actually what I'm going to do. First, let's cut off this long one. Whoops. All right, so I have it here, and then I want to lay it down here. I'm going to show you what I mean. So let's get here where we have plenty of light. Okay, as I follow my stem up here, I can definitely see that there are some root nodules here and here. I want to leave those two together, and I'm going to cut right. Oops, very hard to do this one-handed, I actually need. Okay, right there, that's going to be a slip. I'll follow this back up here. You can tell that there are more nodules right there, so I can cut right above this, and I can cut right here, and even and then maybe even up here. Okay, and I also have several other slips up here that we're going to be cutting. And the good thing about this is, as I cut this, is actually going to, there's still more are going to continue to grow here. So I'm just going to leave these, and there's lots of little leaves and stuff starting to happen here. So I'm just going to leave the potato there. It will continue to grow more slips, okay? Alrighty, then I'm going to be taking each one of these, just going to be sticking them in my water here, and they will, within a week, maybe 2 weeks, they will start to root. Even these little guys. Everybody down in there. And if you're in a hurry to get these planted, you do not have to do this step necessarily. You could take these on out into the garden, especially if you put like a root hormone, dip the tips of these into a root hormone. They will root themselves. This is just a, I still have several weeks, so I'm going this route because I don't have a need to plant them. You could also do this into, instead of just putting them into water, you could put them into potting trays at this point in time. Alrighty, I'll leave those sitting here, and we'll be able to see roots growing here in about a week. Or if you were to put this in potting soil with like a root hormone on the dipped on the ends of these, they would take root in a potting soil mix as well. But we're just going to use the good old water method here while I'm already got all of this going on. They'll be sitting here, and I'll be able to just add to this as my other sweet potato vines continue to grow. So this is the next step in growing your sweet potato slips and getting them ready to move out to the garden. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye. Hey guys, so I made the first part of the video about doing the sweet potato slips and the clippings and putting them in water. It has been 4 days, and I wanted to give you a little update of what these look like now. So I thought I would go ahead and show you. These are the clippings that you saw me put in water of those sweet potato slips. And you can see, look how many roots have grown in just 4 days. So technically these could be ready to be planted out. Even right now how they are, it's a little too cool out for our area for me to plant them out. I need at least another week or week and a half. So I'll just let these continue to root, so they'll be nice and strong. They've continued to grow. And just wanted to show you what it looks like when you put them in water. This is after 4 days. So I hope you guys have a good day. Hope this has helped you on your journey to growing your own sweet potato slips. Have a good day. Bye.